Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And it is Friday, December 27th, and we have some news updates for you from around the land of smiles for you today. But before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out a lot. Now, today, we will be talking about the tragic death of a Thai influencer in a drinking challenge, a baby gorilla smuggling plot foiled by authorities, and a little later, leaders in South Korea, Cambodia, and Taiwan all facing dire legal challenges. But to start things off, we have a classic Thaiger story for you today, as a British woman was arrested for a drunken hotel incident in Pattaya. Now, a British woman spent Christmas Day in a Thai jail after a drunken incident at the Flipper Lodge Hotel in Pattaya. Witnesses claim she and her partner, not hotel guests as she alleged, caused a glass table to shatter while attempting inappropriate behavior in the lobby around 3 a.m. They were trying to get it on. After damaging hotel property, she reportedly fought with a police officer near the beach classic, leading to her arrest. Police are awaiting her sobriety to proceed with charges for property damage and disorderly conduct, with the hotel seeking compensation. She was pretty indignant at the thought of, like, what do you mean I can't just have sex in public in this hotel lobby and shatter a glass table?
Of course.
The
table looked sturdy. In America, you could sue.
Yeah, indeed. Not in Thailand, though. She is facing the consequences of her actions. A little bit of responsibility there. And I just think just sloppy. Yeah. Pretty sloppy. Not okay.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the light of day, how that's shining on her today. Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to our next story, which is taking us still in Pattaya, actually. A Dutchman injured in a poolside fall in Pattaya. An 85-year-old Dutchman's Christmas in Pattaya nearly ended in tragedy after a poolside accident at a condominium on Soi Yensabai. The man, identified as Herman, was found unconscious with a serious head injury and was rushed to the hospital after rescuers performed CPR. Witnesses believe he may have slipped on stairs near the pool, hitting his head before falling into the water. Pattaya police are reviewing CCTV footage to confirm the cause. The incident highlights the importance of poolside safety, particularly for older adults during holiday periods. Herman's current condition remains undisclosed.
Gotta hope for the best there. But that's pretty scary, man. And there's a reason why, poolside, you can be slippery and it can just happen in an instant. So hopefully he'll be okay. No absolute tragic news yet. But 85 years old, that's tough to be having a slip, cracking your head, and going down. So
I mean, this story just goes to highlight that anything could go wrong at any time. Obviously, you're on holiday. You're not on guard. I mean, we talk about stories about people getting their gold necklaces snatched and having fights in Pattaya and this and that, but it could be as simple as slipping by the pool. So be careful out there, guys.
Yeah, can't be too safe, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, speaking of tragedies and accidents, I have another bad one for us, unfortunately. Now, a Thai influencer has died in an alcohol challenge for cash. So Thai influencer Bank Lester, 21 years old, tragically died after consuming excessive alcohol for 30,000 baht as part of a challenge. Known for rapping while selling garlands to support his grandmother, Bank's unique story of overcoming poverty gained him significant online fame. Despite a troubled past, including bullying and personal hardships, he claimed success in various endeavors, such as acting and performing. However, his sudden death highlights the dangers of online stunts and the pressures influencers face to perform risky acts for attention or financial gain.
Yeah, I mean, drinking a whole bottle of liquor for money. I mean, he as an influencer has done like a lot of these kinds of things, but it goes to show, like, sometimes you just take it a little too far. And, I mean, who's to blame for this? I mean, and then at the end of the day, you're just sad because it happened.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I don't know, like dangling the carrot of 30,000 baht, right, to do something that's very potentially risky and harmful and, of course, led to tragedy in this case, seems like it's just unethical to even pursue that, and I think it's certainly not worth it. 30,000 baht is not worth your life, that's for sure. And so young, 21 years old too. I remember when I was 21, I was probably doing dumb stuff like this as well, and I was just lucky enough to survive it. So unfortunate for this guy, and hopefully his family can find some peace knowing that he'd had a very positive impact on so many people's lives. Sad stuff.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding a teenager stabbing a senior student at a tourist spot in Thailand. Now, Christmas Eve was not without crime, as an altercation at a tourist site in Nakhon Si Thammarat saw a third-year schoolgirl attack a fifth-year student with a folding knife, leaving the older student injured. Police confirmed the victim is in stable condition while the younger student is under parental and school supervision. Legal proceedings are being handled sensitively under juvenile laws as the victim's mother seeks justice. The school, although not directly linked to the incident, is working with parents, police, and students to address the conflict and prevent further violence. Teachers are prioritizing student safety and fostering understanding among peers.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, this happened away from the school, but is it sort of the school's responsibility for creating an environment where this sort of hatred and vitriol can foment? Yeah, I'm glad to see that they're trying to take some responsibility over this, but man, teenagers, dude, like absolutely just insanity. The things that go through some of their minds and the justifications they have for their wild outbursts and actions. I am glad I am not a parent. I can tell you that. Were you anything like this as a child, Jay?
I don't think so.
You never got a little stabby?
Never a little stabby. No, I've gotten angry. Never wanted to kill someone, though.
Indeed. Yeah, fair play. Well, good to know. Anyways, wacky story next.
Yeah.
A baby gorilla smuggling plot to Thailand has been foiled at its base in Turkey. A baby gorilla smuggling plot destined for Thailand was uncovered at Istanbul airport during a stopover from Nigeria. Turkish customs officers found the primate hidden in a wooden crate among a shipment of 50 rabbits, lacking proper site's documentation. Thai authorities are investigating TK Farm International Trading in Nakhon Pathom, whose owner claims ignorance, stating the shipment was arranged by an African national. The incident raises concerns about potential collusion in a larger wildlife trafficking network. Gorillas are strictly prohibited for import into Thailand. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so yeah, it's an endangered species, and I think that the exotic animal trade is just a wild place, man. There's a lot of money in this, and like I said, when you dangle the carrot of large financial gains, people do all sorts of crazy things. I just like to think they were trying to hide it amongst rabbits. So like, what did they do? Did they put just some bunny ears on a gorilla and hope that it was going to get through?
He's just wearing a suit.
Yeah. Anyways, poor little baby gorilla.
It's actually a dog. It's just a suit.
Right. But that's terrifying, man, because that's like, it's pivotal developmental years for a gorilla, too. This is one traumatized little primate now. Sucks. But I'm glad that they caught it and they could maybe reunite it with its gorilla family. Yeah. We'll see. Probably bound for a zoo now.
All right. Moving on to our next story, which is regarding a Thai hospital which urgently appeals for blood donations during a festive season. Maharaj Hospital in Nakhon Ratchasima is urgently seeking 400 units of blood to prepare for the high-risk 7 dangerous days during the New Year celebrations. With over 400 daily emergency calls, the hospital has mobilized medical teams, opened 6 additional operating rooms, and ensured round-the-clock accident specialists. However, nuisance calls, including false emergencies, hinder the efficiency of the EMS system. The hospital typically requires 1,200 blood units for the season, but currently has only 800 in reserve, prompting an appeal for donations to meet the critical demand.
Go donate blood. It's a good community service for sure, and I think that's something. Now these are higher risk days. Everybody's partying, everybody's celebrating, and unfortunately, in the midst of all of that celebration, there will be some accidents. So we need to be prepared and make sure that these doctors have everything that they need to treat the public when the worst case scenario arises. So yeah, if you're in the area, if you're anywhere, just donate blood. It's a good thing. Well. Anyways, that'll do it for our Thailand section of the news. We're going to head into the ASEAN Now section. for some really crazy political turmoil at the highest levels across several different Asian countries, starting with South Korea.
Yeah.
Now, South Korea's acting president is facing impeachment motion, and that is about 1 month after the last president faced impeachment. So South Korea's opposition lawmakers have filed a motion to impeach Prime Minister and acting president Han Duck-soo, intensifying political turmoil after the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol. The Democratic Party, or DP, accuses Han of blocking opposition-backed bills and refusing to appoint judges nominated by the DP to the Constitutional Court deliberating Yoon's impeachment. With the DP holding a parliamentary majority, the motion is likely to pass, potentially making Finance Minister Choi Sang-mok the next acting leader. It's like musical chairs over there. The Constitutional Court will soon hold hearings on Yoon's impeachment and alleged insurrection charges.
There we go. Korea.
It's like Squid Games.
Making
presidential
changes.
style over there. Pretty wild though, man. Impeaching one guy. All right, here's the next guy. Impeached. Then the next guy is coming in, finance minister. You know that guy probably has some skeletons in his closet that are worth impeaching over too as well. Good luck up there, guys. And hopefully once the dust settles, we can get back to a nice normal democratic process. But this is reminiscent of the early days of South Korea where there was a lot of political infighting and instability.
Korea and some political turmoil. Hopefully, everything gets sorted soon.
Yeah, rough stuff.
Yeah. For now, we're going to move on to Cambodia, as Cambodian opposition leader jailed for corruption. Cambodian opposition leader Sun Chanti has been sentenced to 2 years in jail and barred from running for office after being convicted of inciting social disorder. The charges stemmed from social media posts criticizing government policies on debt and social welfare. His lawyer condemned the ruling and unjust and emphasized that his comments were constructive criticism. Sun Chanti, previously affiliated with banned opposition parties, formed the Nation Power Party after Cambodia's 2023 election, which was dominated by Hun Sen's government. Now, the case follows a pattern of using courts to silence political opponents and activists amid ongoing criticism of Cambodia's authoritarian regime.
Yeah, so this guy, a little bit different here, right? This is just like, hey, I'm an opposition leader. Kind of the whole point of an opposition leader is to criticize the government that's in power.
Yeah.
So, and then they're like, hey, you can't do that. You're arrested now. And now you're barred from ever running for political office again. Then there isn't really an opposition. You're not really allowing an opposition. It's supposed to be loyal opposition, that you're loyal to the country, but not to whatever the policies are being enacted. And if you have good gripes, you should be allowed to vent them. That's one of the hallmarks of democracy, which appears to be missing in Cambodia. Tough stuff.
Tough stuff.
Well, anyways, off to Japan we go next, where Japan is set to transfer $3 billion in frozen Russian assets to Ukraine.
Wow.
Japan is going to transfer $3 billion from frozen Russian assets to Ukraine, as announced by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky following a call with Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. This is part of Japan's broader support for Ukraine, which has totaled $12 billion to date, including a recent $1 billion contribution through the World Bank's Development Policy Loan Program. The funds will support Ukraine's social and humanitarian needs amid ongoing Russian attacks. Japan has also pledged to deepen economic ties with Ukraine and enforce additional sanctions against Russia.
Additional sanctions.
I mean,
Russia.
It's not a good time if you're a Russian asset holder in other countries, because they're being frozen and snatched up and being sent to the war effort, it appears.
I mean, Russia's like not giving up.
No, they are not. No, they're I saw today North Korean soldiers being captured by Ukrainian forces, and they caught they all have like this note on them that reminds them, remember, being captured is a betrayal to your country. It's better to die in combat and have death is just the beginning and glorious life eternal or whatever.
I see.
So propaganda trying to get them to just die out there instead of allow themselves to be captured.
Don't live to tell them anything.
It's not. These are not good regimes, man. They do not care at all about the people that they're meant to be serving. And now it seems like there's sort of an axis now with countries like Japan heavily supporting, all the way from the other side of the world, the Ukrainian effort. Singing My Car says Japan is like, suck it, Putin. Yeah, indeed. Does appear to be the message that they're going for.
Ready to suck it.
Whoa. All right. Anyways, on to our last story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to Taiwan as Taiwan's ex-presidential candidate charged with corruption. More corruption in politics. Who would have known? Former Taiwanese presidential candidate Ko Wen-jae has been charged with corruption, including accepting $500,000 in bribes during his tenure as Taipei mayor and misreporting campaign finances. Prosecutors are seeking a prison sentence of up to 28.5 years. Woo. The indictment also implicates 11 others, including members of Ko's Taiwan People Party, for misusing political donations. Ko, known for his third-party appeal and critiques of the ruling Democratic Progressive Party and opposition Kuo Mintang, garnered 25% of the vote in January's election, reflecting public demand for political alternatives. His arrest has sparked protests from supporters who accused the DPP of political suppression.
Yikes. Well, yeah. So $500,000 equals 30 years in jail?
28.5.
Sorry to be specific, but...
Damien Jesser has a comment in our live chat saying only 500,000. Even I'm kind of surprised. Like only 500,000?
Yeah,
it almost sounds disappointing. I thought it'd be a lot more.
That's normal embezzlement levels in America for sure. Like, that's like the price to play.
I feel like he could do better.
Yeah, but also, is it true? Or are these drummed up charges? Yeah. Is this because he is a very popular figure in the Taiwan political landscape as a third party? Right, the Kuomintang is the traditional party of Taiwan, excuse me. The Democratic Party, the DPP, is like the current more popular one, but then he is offering that alternative.
Imagine going to jail for 30 years, 28.5 rather. Imagine going to jail for 28.5 and you stole like $2 billion and you lived life.
Yeah. Well,
that almost seems kind of like, okay, he made a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
But $500K.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder.
That too, sharing, and then you've got to clean the money. How much can you actually... I don't know,
plus,
man.
with this guy's age, 28.5 years, that is, it's a life sentence at that point. Yeah. So we'll keep our eyes on that. But, it's... boy, what's going on in Asia? Jeez. Actually,
Asia.
There's a lot of leaders in trouble. Tough stuff.
All right. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, those were some of the news topics from across Thailand and around ASEAN. You can find more stories from Thailand and across on thetiger.com. And if you'd like to join the conversation, you can go to
ASEANnow.com,
Thailand's largest English forum. For now, we're going to have a